Jim and Terry Show, maybe following some of the stuff. We talked about Father's Day, but I didn't quite say all that I wanted to do, which is I'm proud of my kids. And it wouldn't matter how successful they were or not. I'm proud because I'm the father, and I am proud of my children, whether they fall and trip on the sidewalk, whether they get up, whether they are mediocre or poor at some things, they'll be excellent at other things. In our day and age, we focus on something called multiple intelligence, which is not just your IQ. Some people are really smart and they go far, but not all of us are there. So what happens to the rest of us mediocre, average things? I'm still proud of my kids, whether they're average or not.
I'm proud of all my kids. I'm proud of my boys. I'm blessed. I got 14 grandchildren. I got 4 lovely daughter-in-laws, and my sons are fine men. So I am blessed above blessed, in my opinion. I used to say it. My kids never caused me a day of grief in my life. Now, I think I'm blind to some stuff, and I know they did stuff they shouldn't have done.
Yeah, we can talk about the days in the basements of Pefferlaw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that, but the truth of the matter is they turned out they're fine men. And even if thanks also to their
spouses,
daughters-in-law, for being what they are. They're great too. I'm proud of them as well.
Well, there you go.
And I'm proud of my grandkids.
So part of being a parent is demonstrating that pride in the family and coming alongside and wrapping your arms around them and giving them hugs upon arrival, upon departure, just because that's what we do. We're proud.
Yeah, I'm proud.
Do you ever live vicariously, or do you feel that you do through your kids?
I don't know about that. I think my head's so clogged with imagination and everything else.
We'll get back to what your head is clogged with, because I want to make sure I nag you about giving me your files to actually mix one for you.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what's in your head. You're clogged with stuff. I tend to think that sometimes I do live vicariously. Sometimes, when my kids were into snowboarding, I thought, I would have loved to have done that when I was... But I didn't, and I couldn't. Don't ask me now. Stuff like that, So when I hear the stories of whatever they're up to, going on a vacation and whatever, that would be swell, great thing. So I do live still vicariously, both through the accomplishments and activities of my kids.
I don't think I do.
Interesting. You're just happy the way you are.
Well, I'm never satisfied with me. But I don't think I latched on to wanting to, to be what they are. They were really good at the various things that they have done, whether it be working with their hands, and they are, all of them are good with that, or sports. Some of them are good at that. Matter of fact, I think all of them could have been, but some had a desire to be that, some didn't, and some didn't lose the desire, but couldn't do it because of injury. And now, unfortunately, my grandson, who's a very, very good football player out in Calgary.
Football meaning soccer, or football meaning football?
American, like Canadian football. And he got just plagued with this illness, and they're now getting that fixed. So he went out to a tryout and wrenched his knee. And this is for the province.
Wow.
So he's already been to Vegas once with a team and everything else, and he's only like 13.
Wow.
14 maybe, I don't know.
But he's already suffering injuries.
But he's now, and it's going to be a year because they can't work on he's got to get it operated on, then he's got to get better, and then it moves on. So his uncle Jonathan was the same, great at basketball, but wrenched his knee and had to have an operation.
Something about those knees.
Yeah, what can I say? And here's the old man still walking, but I'm not jumping up
Use
and down.
an oil can. That's the way we solved all of it. Put a little Tin Man stuff on that. Yeah. Give it a little squirt.
Well, I can see it a little bit more because you take, and I know you're happy with all your children. Don't get me wrong, but take your sons for instance. They're in the movie industry.
Yeah.
They're making.
To me that's fascinating.
It is.
So
that is fascinating to me too, and I wish I was rich and I'd get them to do a video, of like a real video with their talent. It'd be incredible. Anyways, so I can
That's
see
another
why
thing that's clogged upstairs.
Well, you've been into computer ever since computers came out.
Yes, and that's one of the things that I think is not written about in my son's little expose that you got to read, but it's that we were in Pefferlaw at the time. Now, I had been into computers before we arrived in Pefferlaw, but Pefferlaw was a chance where the kids wanted a gaming system. And I said, for that kind of money, I'd rather go the extra mile and get you something that you can learn to program. And that was it. The switch was turned, and they never looked back through the rest of the years of high school and through college, and now in their vocation, their professional careers. You never know what seeds you're sowing, so you just try to make the best. In this case, a little idea of taking the teacher's approach, which is a learning opportunity. Don't just entertain yourself. Can you learn something? That became a lifestyle change for everybody.
And you benefited because right now that blocking my knee is an Alfonso D. Credenza.
That's right.
With
Stop kicking my big
and
computer.
Tweeter computer.
Yeah, that's a hand-me-down.
That you wouldn't have gone out and bought.
Yeah, I didn't have to go out and buy, and that would have cost me an arm and a leg, and I wouldn't have done it.
Yep.
And so all the recording that I've done for all these years that has been sitting there pestering your foot in the corner of the hobbit hole is there by the grace of kids my kids who said, Dad, you could use this. We're not going to just get rid of it. So they moved on to the latest Alfonso D. Credenza, whatever, Sidewoofers, and it's like a mortal invisible God thing that you always say when asked.
Invincible and getting better.
That's right. How's Jim? Jim, how are you this morning? There you go.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. So you're kicking it. So don't kick it. That's so it's going back. It sort of comes around, the yin and the yang. So you pay it out, and then it comes around and comes back again. Yeah. So that's an investment strategy. Where were we going with this? I don't know.
Where we were going.
We were going to talk about the Oilers because we're diehard Leaf fans.
I forgot all about that.
That's okay. Give us a summary of the thing so far.
Yeah. Well,
and don't say the Russians got out of fighting in Ukraine and is now in a net playing for his life because he doesn't want to go back.
Well, Florida's goalie's Russian. I forget his name, Bolovich or something.
I don't know. I haven't followed.
Anyways, I'm just terrible that way, but he's phenomenal, and that's Florida's goalie, and they seem to have, in my opinion, the better team.
Better team overall or better goalkeeping, and that made it
overall
in all the categories.
I mean, there is this McDavid on Edmonton is a phenomenal player. But Gretzky said it best. He said he was defended once by a guy and he couldn't do nothing. When someone's right on you all of the time, he said McDavid's really good. He's fast. He's just lightning.
Oh, we talked about that one time, I think, in the Hobbit Hole. We talked about the speed of the game from when we used to watch. And I can remember the black and white of the Leafs 67 series. And it's like they're dragging their feet down the ice.
In comparison, yeah. I mean, everything about hockey is I personally really, with all honesty, think it's the best sport because what it is it's got everything you want. It's got finesse. It's got just artwork when it comes to handling a puck and picking a corner and everything else. It's got brutality. I mean, these guys are carrying clubs and they're on blades, so very dangerous, very powerful, very hard-hitting sport. And fast, and I this is why I don't like when the Americans got involved and they started putting streaks for the puck. And I mean, no, you'll get used to knowing where the puck is. You'll just see the players and you'll know where the puck's going. But it's going that fast. They thought they had to put markers in to keep people interested. Now get rid of all that crap. Just let them play. But it is fast.
I think that was when Gary Bettman took over. Or was it when Fox started broadcasting?
I don't know. One of the
Fox
networks,
Blue?
I think. Remember the first expansion, one of them? And they came out with those ugly uniforms with the long legs.
Yes.
Didn't last very long, did it?
Yeah, I forget.
They probably got in the way. They just weren't good. They couldn't work on them.
So are you giving hope for the Oilers?
Oh, yeah, there's always hope, I think. I mean, I would, you have to go back to 1943 if you come back from 3 down. And that was the Toronto Maple Leafs won that.
Whoa.
So you don't want to be down psychologically. That'll
3 games to zip.
So they got to win tonight.
In a best of 7, yeah.
Well, that's how I feel they got to win. But, hey, new records. Make new records then.
Why not?
They got a lot of injured players back. I mean, I'm not such a connoisseur of hockey. I'm a fair weather fan and everything.
Yeah.
I like playoffs. I like something that's important.
Yeah.
I don't like just sitting through 9 innings of a baseball game that means absolutely nothing.
I couldn't do that.
No.
I'd rather go out and watch the grass.
Yeah. So, but I mean, now we're in the playoffs, and I'd be in the World Series, and I'd watch the Super Bowl, all of that stuff, tennis tournaments, if it's, something really worth watching. But hockey, out of them all, to me, has everything. It's even lined up sort of like soccer, but not as many people. But same idea. You got your defense, you got your forwards, and you might even say you have your strikers, and the guys that can really shoot it, and then you have your goaltenders, which you depend on greatly.
Football, soccer, hockey.
Yeah.
What about field hockey? That's a form of hockey.
Yeah. It's just not as fast. That's all.
Yeah. Have you ever watched a field hockey game?
I've never.
My daughter used to play it.
Game. Never watched the whole game of it.
Yeah.
I think my nephews were really into road hockey. Actually,
street hockey.
Permanent road hockey, where you actually played with a ball in a closed-in concrete arena where you'd play, and they were champions, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. So. And
very good. Do you prefer individual sports or team sports? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, I think I prefer team sport. I like soccer. There's some major games going to be coming up with the Can America. What do you call it?
CONCACAF?
Yeah, that. I know someone who's going down to Atlanta to watch Argentina play Canada. It's going all the way down there to watch that game.
Wow.
Yeah. And so if it's on TV, I'll probably watch that. Yeah, okay. I like good soccer.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the international matches, the Olympics are always a favorite.
And the last Worlds, I was excited about Canada being there. Okay, they lost. They had zero chance of winning it all, but I thought getting through the Americas to qualify and everything, I was really proud of them.
Yeah.
I mean, they won the North America thing, with Mexico and United States, and I thought that was phenomenal.
I seem to recall a game. Was it in Edmonton where they cleared the field, but there were snowbanks in the...
Yeah, and they're jumping in.
They were jumping in the snowbanks.
Well, that's Canada. That's Canada.
There you go. We covered a lot of ground in sports, things we like, things we don't like. I don't think there's any going back for hockey. I think it's only going to get turbocharged.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for rocket-powered skates.
Well, it's just going to get turbocharged. They're big men now. They're bigger than they were. And
Davy Keelan wasn't that big, was he?
And the equipment's lighter. Yeah. So they're really slamming.
Yeah, Armor All. Is that, Cooper All? That was the name of that long-legged thing, Cooper All.
Was it?
The long-legged hockey pants. Didn't look good.
Ugliest.
Might as well put it... Well, I'm not going to say what. All right, the Jim and Terry Show, waxing eloquent on things Oilers and Game 4?
3.
3
tonight.
All right, look forward to that. Bye-bye for now.